Welcome back, everybody. It's our 1-year anniversary with Retro Game Treasure. I'm excited to see what's inside. Without further ado, let's do it. That was weird. So just like with Video Games Monthly a few weeks ago, we've been doing this box for a year. I've been pretty happy with it. I changed around a little bit with the systems I get for. I'm really excited to see what we got. It came very early, which is not usual. I don't think I've ever gotten Retro Game Treasure this early. I'm actually filming this on the first day of spring, and it is oddly cold outside, so I need this to help warm me up. Let's do it. Obviously, if you've been watching me for a while, you know the first thing that we expect, nay, we demand, are discount air pillows. So let's see if we started with that. There's nary an air pillow in here. Huh. Very unusual. I think this is only the second time I've gotten bubble wrap. We have lots of bubble wrap, which I guess means our box is pretty full. So hopefully it's a good thing that we didn't get our friend discount air pillows where pillows are inflated, not prices. Let's feel around. Some kind of accessory. It feels kind of like these coasters that I already got, so I'm hoping they're not the exact same coasters that they already sent me. But that's what it feels like, so I guess we'll probably start there. So first up, this box that feels like coasters, we got... Alright, they're coasters, but they're different coasters. That's actually cool. I would have just been disappointed had they been the exact same coasters that we already got. So neat. This is Fun Fact Coasters. An example it gives of a fun fact on the front here. In Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins. If Fire Mario or Bunny Mario grab a mushroom, they'll turn back into Super Mario. Okay, that's a fun fact, I guess. Look at the back, see what we got in here. All right, so neat. I don't know what I'm gonna end up doing with these. Because I assume that they're just like cardboard. I don't know how practical it would be to actually use them as coasters, but maybe I'll find a way to decorate with them, because now I have 2 sets of coasters from Retro Game Treasure. So let's feel around. Okay, NES, 2 Atari, and either a Genesis or Master System game. Very nice. So let's go ahead and let's start with the Atari games. It's a very full box. It's filled up the box very nicely. So we're going to start with the first Atari game. Fingers crossed. We got a Haunted House. Oh my gosh. Angry Monkey Games, if you're watching, we were just talking about how the reason I didn't include a Haunted House in my first Atari games that are still fun video is because I don't own it yet, and I'm trying to stay to games that I own. You made a comment about maybe you'll get it in your next box. Look what you did. You made it happen for me. So we got Haunted House. Now, it is a bummer. It does drive me nuts when Atari games don't have the end label, because then when I look at my shelf, I can't... I have to figure out alphabetically, I don't know. It just makes it harder for me to identify my games. But awesome. Shout out Angry Monkey Games. I'm going to credit you with that. This is an awesome game. It'll definitely be in one of my future Atari games that are still fun to play videos. So, awesome start. Awesome start. Haunted House was published by Atari in 1982. It is an adventure game where you need to collect parts of an urn while avoiding bats, spiders, and a ghost. You have matches to light your way, as the haunted house is pitch black while you explore, and there's a couple of other helpful items sprinkled about that can be picked up to help you. It's a classic, it's tons of fun. If you are interested in the 2600 and haven't played this, go freaking play it. Like really, just after, not immediately, finish this video and then go play this game. You won't regret it. It's really amazing how these primitive graphics and sounds are still able to make me panic when confronted by the ghost. All of the urn locations are randomized every playthrough, so it has endless replayability. I think it is very effective at what it does, especially considering the limitations of the hardware. Stoked to have it, and label or not. Awesome. Alright, so up next we got second Atari game. Feels like there's a label on this. It's coming off a little bit, but we got bowling. That's awesome because I had a couple people also comment on my Atari games that are still fun to play today video that at least one comment I remember. I think it was a couple that said bowling is still fun to this day. So I've never played it. It does have the end label. It's just a little torn in here. But awesome. I already have, I think, my list of games for the second video and the Atari games that are still fun. But I'm going to make several of these. So I'll definitely check this out and see if I think it should be included. Haunted House will definitely be in a future video, but very happy with these selections. Very, very happy. Bowling was published by Atari in 1979. Finally, a sports ball game I can get down with. I'm sure most of you understand the rules of bowling, so I won't go into that. This is a bowling game from the 70s. Imagine that. And it's a lot of fun. There are 3 variations for how the ball controls. You can either like curve it once, curve it after you throw it. You can have it so you can steer it the whole time. You can move where the ball is going. Or you can have it so the ball just goes straight. All 3 of these variations can be played in single player or with a buddy. I have no buddies, so I wasn't able to try that out. But I bet playing this with someone would be really awesome and would make the experience even better than it already is. I really dug my time with this one, and I can see myself taking this out every once in a while, taking it off the shelf, and just playing a couple rounds here and there. Definitely one that I will play, and a great add to the collection. So NES. My NES collection is, if you're wondering what I'm looking at, I put myself right behind the camera. I have less than half of the NES games that I do Atari games, so really need to bulk up this collection. We got, okay, I see Sesame Street. I definitely see Sesame Street. I wonder if this is one I had. I had a Sesame Street game. ABC. Yes, I had this when I was a kid. You know what? I'm not mad because I had this game as a tyke and I used to love it. This bath game with Ernie, that was my jam. So, you know what? I ain't mad. This will be very nostalgic when I record the footage because I haven't even thought about this game in probably 30 years, something like that. So, you know what? I'm glad. I'm sure it's not a very pricey game, but very, very happy. I'm honestly very happy to have this. So, I'd say that's 3 winners. Oh, I didn't notice. There is some extreme coloration here on the top. Like it's way darker, like up here. So that's interesting, but no big deal as long as it plays. Because I need to play me some Sesame Street, ABC. I believe I had 1, 2, 3 also. Sesame Street ABC was published by High Tech Expressions in 1989. I did not know this until now, but this game was developed by Rare, believe it or not. That's pretty neat! I did not have this cartridge as a kid. I had the 1, 2, 3 and ABC compilation released later. This game was still very nostalgic for me though, as I had played these two included games as a child on that compilation cart. The two games are Letter Go Round, where you need to find the correct letter, spell words, or find the missing letters, and Ernie's Big Splash, where you need to guide Rubber Ducky to Ernie. I played these games a ton when I was very young. Actually I did, and it's crazy because, like I said during the unboxing, I haven't thought about these games in at least 30 years, probably something like that. I was immediately flooded with memories as soon as I heard the music and saw the graphics. Obviously, this game is meant for kids and won't hold much appeal for adults today, but it is very effective as an engaging experience for children. I loved playing this back in the day. It's really funny because in my head I had remembered Ernie's Big Splash having a ton of levels that got harder and harder, but that is just not the case. There are 3 variations, that's it. While this is disappointing to me today, it did not bother young me in one bit, and I loved this game. I would like to get a copy of the compilation because that's the one that I have the nostalgia for, but I am very happy to have this cart in my collection. Playing it really took me back to my childhood, and it was awesome. And then, yep, we just got, is it one more? I got Treasure. Wait, which way's front? You open it. I'm confused. I might be pulling this up wrong. But our last game, we got... Okay, well... It's cool that it's in a case. I do not have a lot of love for the Bubsy series. I know back in the day I had a Let's Play channel with a couple friends of mine, and we played the first Bubsy, and it was awful. I hated it. I want to say, I know I've played 2, but it's been a long time. I want to say I think 2 is slightly better, but I want to, anything Genesis I'm not going to be mad about, and it is in this case. The case is actually in pretty good condition. Let's see if it has a manual. It has a manual, and it has that interesting, manual's in really good shape. It has a manual, and that odd Accolade-shaped cartridge. Cartridge is a little bit faded, but not too bad. Actually looks pretty good. Pins look good. I'm happy to have it. I don't know if I'll still keep, feeling that way once I'm recording the gameplay footage, but I will let you know when I do, because like I said, I know I've played this, but it's been many years. If this is even half as frustrating as the first one, I'm going to try my best to not use any expletives. I want to keep this a family-friendly show. But I'm happy to have it. That's cool. I mean, Bubsy, love him or hate him, I think most people hate him. He has kind of an iconic space in the retro game treasure. He has kind of an iconic space in the retro game sphere. An icon doesn't need to... You don't have to be an icon for positive reasons, I guess is what I'm saying. Bubsy. Bubsy 2 was published by Accolade in 1994. I am very much not a fan of the first Bubsy. I dislike the level design, the controls, and the one-hit cheap deaths. How is Bubsy 2? It's better. It is. It still isn't very good, but it didn't frustrate me like the first game does. Having 3 hits before I die instead of 1 really cut down on the frustration I felt with this sequel. I still wasn't crazy about how Bubsy controlled, but the extra hits were a welcome addition for sure. I don't think I would say that this is a bad game, mostly mediocre really. I did have a good bit of fun in this one. I liked bouncing from enemy to enemy and gliding around everywhere. There just doesn't seem to be too much special going on here. All of this is based on me playing for less than an hour, keep that in mind, but I did enjoy my time playing this. There are still a lot of things that I don't care for in the game, but it left a far better impression on me than I expected, being a sequel to a game that I really don't like very much. I will attempt to play through this at some point. Even though it's not great, it's really not even that good. It's not awful, it's just not really that good. I am glad that it will now adorn my shelf. So quick recap while we do the prices, whatever, where I put that. We have Haunted House, super stoked. We got Bowling, that's rad also, because like I said, I know I've heard a few people, but specifically somebody on that video say that this is one that holds up, and I've heard other people say that this is actually a good game, so that's exciting. Sesame Street ABC. See this, I don't know if I'm misremembering the Sesame Street game, but I might have had one that was the ABC and 1, 2, 3 together, because I don't remember the label quite looking like this. But I know I've played this Let Her Go Round game and this Ernie's Big Splash, and I always loved it when I was a kid. So, and then we got Bubsy Deuce. What does this say on the back? 5 wild worlds, 4 claw-biting levels of difficulty, 3 mind-boggling mini-games, 2 hopelessly lost relatives, and 1 wisecracking bobcat named Bubsy. I think that's a lot of people's problem, is the wisecracking bobcat. So, you know what? I'd say that's a good anniversary box. Oh yeah, and we also got our fun fact coasters. I'd say that's a good box. I'm actually really happy with that, and you might think I'm crazy, but I'm genuinely excited for the Sesame Street game, and the fact that Bubsy is in his case with the manual, I think that's a win. Definitely very excited about both these games. Like, that's awesome. I want to thank everyone for watching. If you haven't done so, make sure you check out my Atari games that are still fun to play. I had a lot of positive reception for that video, and if you're into Atari, please go check it out. You definitely be seeing this in the future, maybe this. I also just released recently a video on unreleased NES games that I'm pretty happy with. If you haven't checked that out, please go check that out. Subscribe, like, all that fun stuff that you're supposed to say that I never do. It's always a blast making these videos. I love talking to you guys down in the comments. Make sure to tell me what your pick of the box is. My pick of the box is going to have to be Haunted House. I've wanted this for a while. I just haven't picked it up. It's been a while since I've played it, but I know it's still a lot of fun, so that is awesome. Let me know what your pick of the box is. And I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I will see you later. Bye. What could possibly go wrong? Welcome back, everybody. It's time for April's Retro Game Treasure. I'm bloody chuffed. Let's do it. So I don't want to waste too much time. I'm excited to see what's in it. I'm hoping it's some good stuff. I'm going to trim all the fat. We're going to get right into it, because I have a bunch of editing to do to get caught up. Let's hope we start off with our Discount Air pillows. And we do indeed have our Air Defender Lights Discount Air pillows, where pillows are inflated and not prices. And one who graciously gave his life for us in order that my game survive. So, alright, let's feel around in here. We got an Atari, got an NES, and either a Master System or Genesis game in the case. Very good mix, that's what I like to see. As per usual, we will start with the Atari. Not exactly sure. I think this is right. We got... That's not right. We have Astroblast. I know I've heard of this. I do not remember exactly what it is, so very excited to expand continuously my Atari collection. So let me know. Do you like this game? I will let you know my first impressions when I record gameplay. Very stoked. Astroblast, first game. Astroblast was published by M Network, which was Mattel, in 1982. This is a port of the Intellivision game Astro Smash, which I have heard a lot about but have never played. My experience with the Intellivision is quite lacking, really, and that is something that I aim to change very soon. This game is sort of a combination of Space Invaders and Asteroids. You control a laser cannon on the bottom, shooting up at things trying their best to kill you. Some of the objects split up into multiple pieces when shot. Not a bad little game at all, but I do feel that it doesn't have as much charm as the other two games that it reminds me of. I'll definitely have to try out the original Intellivision version really soon. Please, if you've played both versions, let me know how they compare. I'll definitely get some play out of this one, and I am very happy to add it to the collection. We will do the NES game next. Fingers crossed. Here we go. We got... I know that looks familiar, but I cannot read it. We have Karate Champ. Awesome. I know this is one I hear people talk about a lot. So up next, we got Karate Champ. Karate Champ was published by Data East in 1986. This is a game that I've heard a lot of people talk about, but I've never actually played myself. It is based on an arcade game that was an early example of a one-on-one fighter developed by Technos. I had a good bit of fun with this. I always go into these games blind with no reference to the manual or anything, and I did okay. I was able to win the first round but lost the second one. I look forward to coming back to this after I actually know how to perform the moves. Now this is very archaic compared to the fighting games of today, but I don't know what it is. There's just something I really liked about this game. I find early NES games very endearing. Look at this referee. He's adorable. I'm very happy to have finally played this. It is very antiquated, but I still found a lot to enjoy. Very happy to have Karate Champ in my NES library. Alright, and I believe this is our last game. We got Treasure. So last game. I put in you can add notes to, specify, certain things you want them to hold true for your box, and like in the note section, and I've put that I only want Genesis and Master System games in the case, and I think they've only sent me a loose Genesis game once. They've been very good about it. So, last game, let's see what we got. Oh my god, it's a Master System. It's Shinobi! I got Mother Flurfin Shinobi in case for... This is my first Master System game from Retro Game Treasure. Wow! I got Shinobi on the Master... I don't think I've ever played Shinobi on the Master System. I played the Shinobi that was on the Genesis, I've played the arcade Shinobi, and the NES Shinobi. Holy moly. And it's got the case. I'm so excited, I don't even know what I'm saying. And it's got the manual. Very awesome. And not only that, there's another treat in here. There is an advertisement poster. Get in touch with Sega Software. It's a big advertisement with all of the games, or a lot of the different games, I guess I should say. So, totally rad. And then on the back here, take hold of the Sega Adventure. And it's got some very 1987 goodness happening here. Take a look at that. Do a slow pan up so you can get all that glory. Look at that man's back. Yeah. awesome. One of the coolest things I've gotten from Retro Game Treasure yet. I'm always expecting to get a Genesis game when I feel a case like this, because that's all I've ever gotten. But we got Shinobi, so let me know. How is Shinobi on the Master System? I don't think I've played it on a Master System. I'm still pretty new to the Master System. Not one I had when I was growing up. I didn't even know anyone that had a Master System. I don't even think I knew the Master System existed until I was much older. But Shinobi is a classic franchise. I believe I've heard that the Master System game is good. Very nice. So last game, we got Shinobes. Shinobi was published by Sega in 1988, and it is based on the very successful arcade game. I am so happy to have this in my collection. I recently picked up the Sega Ages release on the Switch of the original game, and I've been having a blast with it. This Master System port, I'm happy to say, is really good. It's a bit slower and obviously not as pretty, but it retains a lot of what makes the arcade game so much fun. The inclusion of a health bar is a very welcome change, I must say. I'm having a blast with this home conversion, and it has quickly risen to the rank of my favorite Master System game that I currently own. Game of the box, hands down. One of the best games I've gotten from Retro Game Treasure during my subscription. I cannot express how stoked I am to have Shinobi on the Master System. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with this box. We'll see what the totals look like. Not that I really care about that. I do that just because I figure some of you guys are curious when I watch other people's unboxings. Even though I don't really care about the value of their boxes so much, it's interesting for me to see how much price charting says that these boxes are for, but that's not what makes a good box for me. I think this is a pretty alright box. So quick recap, we got Astro Blast on the Atari 2600. We have Karate Champ on the NES, and I didn't really point this out before, but I will say this NES cart is kind of gross. It's very discolored and dirty, but hopefully a lot of that will clean off. Pins look pretty dirty too. And then, lastly, we got Shinobi for the Sega Master System. Pick of the box, if you weren't able to guess from my reaction, is definitely Shinobi for the Master System. I am very excited to see how this plays. I've actually recently been playing the Sega Ages version on the Nintendo Switch, and it's a lot of fun, so very stoked to see how it translates to the Sega Master System. This is, I think now, I only have, I think, 3 Master System games so far, and this is, I mean, I don't know, I haven't played it yet, but I'm sure it's probably going to be pretty good. I think this is my favorite Master System game I have now. Super stoked to have it. So let me know what you think of the box. Let me know what your pick of the box is. Let me know what your favorite game was. Gosh, I have I have work I have to go do, but as soon as I can, I'm going to pop this in and check this out. You have no idea how excited I am. So, there's another episode of Too Many Boxes. Another month of wonderful surprises. I want to thank everyone for watching. We just passed 400 subscribers. You guys are amazing. I've been getting wonderful feedback on the different kinds of videos that I've been starting to make. Trying to really, try a bunch of different things and see what works and see what you guys think and see what you respond to. But I'm having a blast. And I really appreciate your comments and your likes. Everyone for subscribing, you're amazing. And I look forward to seeing you next month to see what Retro Game Treasure we get. I hope you have a beautiful day. I will see you next time. Bye. Welcome back, everybody. It's time for our May 2024 Retro Game Treasure unboxing. I'm bloody chuffed. Let's do it. So it is very hot today. I just got home from work. I just took a shower. As you can see, I'm definitely still a little bit wet, and it's very hot in here. Obviously, I have to turn off my air conditioning when I do this. So we're gonna do this quickly. Very excited to see what we got. And then afterwards, I'm gonna turn the air conditioning on and I'm gonna play whatever we got. So without further ado, let's do it. I'm thinking about making that one of my new catchphrases. Let me know what you think. So first up, let's see. Is there no air pillows? So one poor, lonely, defeated, deflated Air Defender Lite from discountairpillows.com, where pillows are inflated, not prices. I'd like a moment of silence. Everyone, please bow your head. Reflect on the sacrifice that the air pillow has made for me. Alright, first up, I definitely feel something. It's not a game. Another keychain, I can't tell. And then Atari. Feels like two Atari, NES, and either a Master System or a Genesis game. So, very nice. So let's see first up what we got that is not a game. We have Pac-Man something. Ooh. We have a Pac-Man keychain. I'm getting all these cool keychains from them. It's awesome. I actually really appreciate these things. I am not one of those people that knows all of the names of all the different ghosts. So comment down below, what's the red one's name? It's a beefy. This thing is big. This is beefy. Very happy about that. So first up, we got Ghost Keychain. Again, let me know what his name is. I'm not sure. We'll go ahead and start with some Atari action. This label's coming off. Okay, let's see what it is. First up, we got... Is it Activision? Spider Fighter? Spider Fighter. Label is very rough. I have never played Spider Fighter. I've heard of it. It's Activision, so that bodes well. As you can see, the label's coming up pretty badly. That's alright. At least there's some kind of end label there. I prefer that. Here, look at this. I'm guessing it's like a Space Invader kind of a thing. I'm not sure. It has gameplay right there. Very excited to check this out. This is an Activision game that I have never played. So first up, Spider Fighter. Spider Fighter was published by Activision in 1982. It is a shooter where you protect an orchard from bugs. And you know what? It's alright. I wasn't feeling it at first, but after a few rounds I found that I was enjoying myself quite a bit. Definitely not the best shooter from Activision, but not a bad game by any means. Researching for this video, I discovered that this game was programmed for the 2600 by Larry Miller, the same guy that designed Enduro, which is one of my favorite 2600 games. I'm going to be playing this one more. I am very happy to add Spider Fighter to the Atari 2600 collection. I like it more than Barnstorming. Next up, we got another Atari game. We got Vanguard. Vanguard. This is another one I know I've heard a lot about. I've heard a lot of people talk about this, but I'm not very familiar with Vanguard. But it's a name that I know, so I'm very stoked to check this out. Got a spaceship on the front. This is a very, very clean cartridge. And there is some like scuffs and little scratches and dents in there, but it's very shiny. Somebody took very good care of this. So, let's check out Vanguard. Vanguard was published by Atari in 1982. It is based on an arcade game from the previous year. This game immediately blew me away. It scrolls. It scrolls in multiple directions. It's not the smoothest scrolling, but multiple directions of scrolling was pretty impressive to me. But even more impressive is the fact that there are continues. Like, you can continue after you lose all of your lives. That's freaking awesome! Unexpected for me in an Atari game. This game was a little trailblazer. I definitely need to play the arcade game now for sure. Vanguard is pretty good. It started out pretty challenging for me, but I got into a groove after I played for a little while. I'm very happy to have finally played Vanguard, and I'll be playing more of it for sure. Alright, so up next, let's do the NES. Fingers crossed, we got... wow, that label's real bad. I guess that's okay if it plays. So we have T&C Surf Designs. And that label is... Oof. It's got a name down here. Linda? I mean, that is a bummer. But again, as long as it plays, I'm not going to be too upset. I don't think I've ever played this, so let me know. Is this better or worse than Skate or Die? I mean, you'll see my first impressions with gameplay, but I'd like to know your opinion. Do you like this or Skate or Die better? Wood and Water Rage. I wonder if that's actually the subtitle. Wood and Water Rage. It's an LJN game, which, I mean, come on, let's be honest. That doesn't mean it's always a bad game. There's several LJN games I like. So, alright, never played this one. Very excited. We got T&C Surf Designs. Town and Country Surf Designs, Wood and Water Rage was published by LJN in 1988. Is it one of the good LJN games? Well... It is by no means anywhere near the worst of the company's output, but it's not among the best either. I played this game the least during my capture session. It just didn't hold my interest for very long. I'll need to play it more for sure, but my initial impressions are not very positive. The music gets pretty rockin'. I had more fun with Skate or Die 2 though. I'm happy to have it in the collection. I wish the label wasn't so messed up, but at least now I can say that I have played it. Alright, let's get this out here, make sure this is the last one. So I got Treasure. Last game, it's either Genesis or Master System. We got Blam. It's a Genesis game. Combat Cars. Okay, I have never played Combat Cars. I'm not familiar with this at all. It's an Accolade game, so that means it's people that, this is one of those companies that like broke off from Activision, who broke off from Atari. So that's cool. I don't know anything about this. Kind of like a Sunday Drive, kind of like a Demolition Derby. Huh. Choose one of 8 Mean Machines for maximum adrenaline racing on 24 killer courses. 1 or 2 players. Does it have a manual? It has a manual. Black and white manual. Cool. A little beat up, but not too bad. It's also got this cool win a free game like registration card. I was like when I get that kind of stuff. So that's awesome. Combat Cars. And it's the weird shaped Accolade cart. So I'm very excited to check this one out. I don't know what to expect at all. I mean, I kind of know what to expect from the description, but I don't know if this is a good game or not. So let's check it out. We got Combat Cars. Combat Cars was published for the Sega Genesis in 1994 by Accolade. It is an overhead racing game where you and your opponents are armed with weapons. The controls are not the greatest. They take a while to get a hold of, and they are very slippery. But I think there was a lot to like here. The music was pretty funky. and the gameplay kept me playing for longer than I had expected to. Overall, in all honesty, it's probably a pretty mediocre experience, but I had fun with it, and I'm happy to have it for sure. This is the high ticket item of the box, coming in at $14.15 complete in box, but loose, this goes for $5. I definitely think that there is $5 worth of fun here. Alright, so I think a very interesting collection of games. Let's do a quick recap while we see the totals. We got Spider Fighter from Activision for the Atari. We got Vanguard for the Atari 2600. We have TNC Surf Designs for the NES. And Combat Cars for the Sega Genesis. So I think I'm going to pick Combat Cars as my pick of the box because it's complete in box, manual, even the little card, and it's a Genesis game that I've never played. And I don't know. I like the idea of Combat Cars. Runner-up would probably be Spider Fighter. It's an Activision game on Atari that I'm not very familiar with. I've probably played it in emulation in the past. I just don't really remember it. I haven't gotten to my Activision rankings for Atari yet. I'm kind of saving that one because that's a lot of games. So, but yeah, definitely I think my pick of the box is Combat Cars. Hopefully it's good. Let me know what your pick of the box is. Let me know what you think of the box. Now I'm going to go record gameplay footage, turn on my air conditioning, go to press charting, put these in my library, all that good stuff. I want to thank everyone for watching. You guys are wonderful. We've had a lot of growth on the channel lately. You guys are awesome. Make sure to leave a comment down below. I love talking to you guys. And I'd love to hear any of your suggestions for future videos. I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day. And I will see you next time. Bye. Welcome back, everybody. It's time for our June 2024 Retro Game Treasure Box. I'm bloody chuffed. Let's do it. So I broadened my subscriptions for both Video Games Monthly and for Retro Game Treasure. I included some handhelds. I do this every once in a while. Just because I do want to collect handheld stuff. But I think every time previously it's been a mistake. But eventually, I'll get some good handheld stuff from them, I'm sure. This just came this morning. It's much earlier than I expected. It's weird. It told me it shipped like a couple days ago, and usually when Retro Game Treasure tells me that the box shipped, I don't get the actual package for several days. I thought the post office was lying to me when I got a notification saying I was getting this today. Super stoked. I don't want to prattle on too long. I've got a couple other videos I need to film, and it's super hot in here. We are experiencing this awful heat wave in the northeast of the United States, and whew, buddy, it is hot. Let's feel around. We got our discount air pillows. That's always the first sign of a good box. And we do indeed have our air defender lights. Discount air pillows, where pillows are inflated, not prices. A seminal classic. That didn't go at all like I had planned. So let's feel what we got here. I definitely have, feels like a Game Boy game. Atari 2600, NES, and a Master System or Genesis game in the box. Very good mix. Usually I start with Atari, but since we're celebrating the return of handhelds to the boxes, let's go ahead and start with that Game Boy. So, first game. Is that Tiny Toons? That is Tiny Toons. I didn't even know that there was a Tiny Toons game on the Game Boy. Holy moly. I can't read what the subtitle is, but nice. Bab's Big Break. I have not played this. Oh my gosh. I love Tiny Toons. That was one of my favorite cartoons when I was a kid. The special they did where like How I Spent My Summer Vacation. It's one of my favorite things from my childhood. I need to watch that again, see if it holds up, because I genuinely, when I was a kid, thought that was like the funniest thing that ever existed. But I know that the Tiny Toon games on the NES are very good. They're Konami games. So, wow. You'll see my first impressions. I hope this is a good one. Let me know. You ever played Tiny Toon Adventures Bab's Big Break? I am now glad that I put Game Boy back on the box. This is really, really cool. So first up, we have Tiny Toon Adventures Bab's Big Break. Tiny Toon Adventures Bab's Big Break was published by Konami in 1992. It is a side-scrolling platformer where you take control of several of the characters from the cartoon show, but much to my surprise, not Babs. What the heck, Konami? All of the characters you control have a different weapon, and each of the levels also feature a special helper character that helps you get through parts of the stages that would not be traversable otherwise. This is a pretty good game. Definitely a bit more sluggish than the NES entries, but I really enjoyed this one. The graphics are a great representation of the cartoon, and the gameplay kept me engaged. I had such a good time with this one that I actually circled back to it at the end of my capture session, and I played some more, even though I didn't really have the time to do so. A great game for the Game Boy that I would recommend if you are a fan of platformers or of the source material. There's a little fly they got in here, and he's flying around and he's driving me nuts. Alright. Anyway, second game. We'll go ahead and move on to Atari. I'm always very excited. Again, I say this every time I get an Atari game. You guys are probably tired of hearing it, but this is my biggest collection. And I haven't gotten very many duds yet. They've been sending me some very, very good Atari 2600 games. So next up for the Atari 2600, we have... I cannot read that backwards. Outlaw! Gunslinger Target Shoot. 1979. Okay. I know, I never had this when I was a kid. I have seen people play it. But I don't know. I may have played it years ago in emulation, but this is one that I am not very familiar with. So let me know. How is Outlaw? Does it have an end label? No. Oh gosh, that's always a bummer. I would rather there be an end label than a front label, so I can see it when it's on my shelf. That's a bummer, but oh well. As long as the game plays, it's all that matters. So next up, we have Outlaw. Outlaw was published by Atari in 1978 and was the first game made by David Crane for the 2600. There are two game modes, Target Shoot and Gunslinger. Target Shoot is the one-player mode that has you controlling a gunfighter trying to hit 10 moving targets in 99 seconds. Gunslinger is the two-player mode that pits two gunfighters against each other, with the first to hit the other 10 times winning the game. Outlaw isn't a bad little game, but definitely one I think would be a lot more fun in that two-player mode, but sadly, I don't have any friends. This is a historically significant game, as David Crane has said that the learning experience of developing this game paved the way for his work on his future, more complicated games. Very happy to have it in the collection. So next up, NES. Pretty much can't go wrong on NES. I mean, I know I say that, and then you'll see my reaction, and I might be kind of down on a game, but really, I want any and every NES game that I can get my little greasy paws on. So whatever it is, I'm probably going to be happy with, but hopefully it's something that I'm like genuinely excited for. So next up we have, oh my God, this is something I'm way more than genuinely excited for. I have been looking for this game. I almost bought this recently. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Like, so seriously, so when I was a kid, we didn't have very many games, and the games that we did have were usually secondhand, or we would buy them from the video rental store, because especially like after like the 32-bit systems had come out, and any NES stock they still had was super cheap. So I'd always go look and see what NES games they had left, and this is one I got on a whim because it was just a couple bucks. I was not familiar with this property. I didn't know anything about the game, but it was the right price. I had enough money in my little pockets, and I got this game, and this brings back a lot of memories. I was not very good at this game. I don't know that I necessarily understood everything that I was supposed to be doing. It's been a long time since I've played this game, but like the music and the graphics are one of those things that are just kind of burned into my core memories. And this is, honestly, I don't know what the value of this is. I don't know how this game is going to play for adult me, like how much I'm going to enjoy it, but this is one of my favorite pulls in one of these mystery boxes, because I have so much nostalgia for this game. I'm genuinely very, very excited about this. Let's see what I think of the gameplay. We got Go-Go 13, Top Secret Episode. Couldn't remember what all the name was. Yeah. Go-Go 13, Top Secret Episode was published by Vic Tokai in 1988. The game finds you taking control of Go-Go 13 on a mission to retrieve information and take down the leader of the Direct Group. Man, oh man, playing this brings back so many memories. I'll never forget the day that I picked this up from the video rental store. It was always so exciting to get a new NES game, and I had never heard of this one when I was a kid, or of the source material. Honestly, I still don't know a lot about the source material. I don't know how modern audiences feel about this one, but I really like it. There are a few different gameplay styles that help keep the game fresh, and even though certain elements can be a little clunky, I think it's well worth a play. I am stoked to finally have Go-Go 13 in the NES collection. Alright, and then I think this is the last game, I would assume. Yes, we got Treasure. So last up, either Genesis or Master System. I'm assuming Genesis. So you can put preferences for your box, and I wrote that I want all of my Genesis and Master System games in, at the very least, a box, not necessarily with manual. It doesn't have to be complete, but I want the box, and they've been very good at doing that. The only time that they ever sent me a game without a box was when they sent me not for resale Sonic 2. I don't know why they sent that to me, but that's the only time they messed up. So, last game, we have... Oh, it's Genesis NBA Jam. Is this just regular NBA Jam? I don't know if I've ever played regular NBA Jam. Never owned any of the NBA Jams when I was a kid, but I rented constantly from the video store, the same video rental store I was talking about with Go-Go 13. I would rent NBA Jam Tournament Edition all the time. I love that game. One of the few sports games I remember actually like really enjoying when I was a kid. I wasn't really into sports, like real sports in real life, and definitely not in virtual form, but something special about NBA Jam that anybody I think can pick up and play it and have a good time. Wow. This is two blasts of nostalgia. Like, this may be one of my favorite boxes I've gotten yet. But let's see if it's complete. Gosh, I don't know if the heat or I'm just flustered. Alright, so there is no manual, which is fine. I can probably find a manual to pick up eventually for probably not very much. I don't know how much this game is going for. I imagine probably not a lot. I imagine they sold a lot of copies of this. But all I really care about getting with it is the case. I'll just get the manual later. but cart's in pretty good shape. This is an arena game. For anyone who has seen the ranking videos I've started to do, the next Genesis one I do, I believe I am aiming to do arena next. So this is perfect. Get some time to spend with this and see how I'll rank it. So if you haven't checked out any of my ranking videos, make sure you go do that. But awesome, awesome, awesome! I'm so excited. It's a good box. So up next, we have NBA Jam for the Sega Genesis! NBA Jam was published by Arena Entertainment in 1994 and was based on the Midway arcade game from the previous year. This is a sports ball game that, dare I say it, that I absolutely adore. It had been many years since I played any iteration of the 16-bit NBA Jam games, and when I first started this up, I was pretty concerned that I was going to fail miserably. But after a few minutes, I was doing all right, and better yet, I was having fun. The inclusion of the tutorial screens between quarters even helped me further learn the game as I played, which is just great design. I didn't win the game I played while capturing, but I got pretty darn close, and I had a giant grin on my face the entire time. NBA Jam is a fantastic experience for the Sega Genesis, and I highly recommend it for anyone, despite how you may feel about sports ball.
The rebound. Head fake.
All right, and there we go. I think that was a spectacular box. Don't know what the value is. You guys will find out somewhere around here. But yeah, I mean, unless this box is like worth $5, I don't think there's any way for me to be disappointed. So let's do a quick recap. We have Tiny Toon Adventures Bab's Big Break for the Game Boy. We have Outlaw for the Atari 2600. We have Go-Go 13 Top Secret Episode for the NES. And we have NBA Jam, the almighty Sega Genesis. If I had to pick one game to be my pick of the box, no question, Go-Go 13. I am so freaking excited. The way that my videos are scheduled right now, I have a bunch of videos in the works. I'm working on a script. I'm working on getting gameplay footage for my soon-to-come-out Apollo ranking for the Atari. But I've decided to just go ahead, film this, get the game footage done, and I want to get this out, so I've pushed everything back. So that means right after I get done filming this, I get to go play this, and I'm so excited because I haven't played this game in a very, very long time. But if I had to pick one, it would be Go-Go 13. But two, I think really both. I have two picks of the box. It would be Go-Go 13 and NBA Jam. Dynamite pulls. And I am very excited about this Tiny Toon game. I hope it's good. I never knew that there was a Tiny Toon game. There's probably several now that I think of it. I don't know, on the Game Boy. So, gosh, I'm happy with every single game that I received today, and that doesn't always happen. That can be kind of rare sometimes. So, man, that's awesome. I've been prattling on too long. I want to go capture some gameplay footage. I want to thank you guys for joining me for another episode of Too Many Boxes. I've had a good bit of growth on this channel lately, and I'm super excited. I got big things in the works, lots of ideas, but I would just want to thank you guys for all of your support. Thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your watch time. I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Bye. It's that time again. I've got a really good feeling about this box. Let's see if I'm correct. I'm bloody chuffed. Let's get into it. So we've got July 2024 Retro Game Treasure Box. I'm not going to ramble on forever. Let's see what's inside. We all know that the initial hallmark of a great box is our air defender lights. So see if we got our discount air pillows. We do. We got 3 of these bad boys, nice and full. They've done their job. I salute thee. All right, let's feel around. We got an M Network Atari game. We have an NES game. We have maybe another keychain and a Genesis or Master System game. So let's see what this non-game thing is first. Okay, we got Tails. We got a Tails keychain. I'm getting a nice collection of these video game themed keychains. It's actually pretty cool. I like that they send me these things. That's awesome. First up, we got Tails keychain. Alright, let's start with the Atari game. I'm not entirely sure which way is the right way, but we got Super Challenge Baseball. Neat. I'm not a huge baseball game fan, but I've played a couple of these for the Atari, a couple baseball games, so let's see how this stacks up. First up, we got Super Challenge Baseball. Super Challenge Baseball was published by M Network in 1982. I don't have a lot to say here. It's a baseball game on the Atari, it's a port of the Intellivision game Major League Baseball, and it is 2-player only. I don't have any friends, so I wasn't really able to check this out properly. Playing with myself, I was able to hit the ball. It seems okay, but like I said, it's hard for me to tell with no second player. Please, let me know, how does this stack up against the other baseball games on the 2600? Alright, we're gonna go into the NES next. Fingers crossed, we got... It's from Blockbuster Video. Caesar's Palace. Okay. Well, I knew I had to get it eventually. That's cool. I know these games are super cheap. I was bound to run into the NES version. I believe I have it on... I know I have it on the Super Nintendo. I think I have it on the Genesis. Maybe Game Boy. But now we got Caesar's Palace on the NES. Woo doggy. Caesar's Palace was published by Virgin Games in 1991. So here's another game that I just don't have a lot to say about, but I was at least able to play it. Caesar's Palace is alright for what it is, I guess. I think the presentation is pretty nice for an 8-bit casino game. These games just don't hold very much interest for me personally. I like playing a hand of blackjack every once in a while, but I don't understand roulette. Like, I don't get the rules, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, and virtual slot machines bore me. It's another NES game for the collection though, and I'll probably pick it up again sometime in the future for a related topic video. I am happy to have it, but it really isn't my type of game. Just to show you, it says Blockbuster Video right here, which is always neat. I like when it has these little stickers on it. Okay, and I think this is our last game. Let's see. Yep, we got Treasure. So last game we got... Is that Cutthroat Island? Cutthroat Island. I don't know much about this game. I remember when this movie came out, it was, if I remember correctly, this is one of the biggest box office flops in history. It had Gina Davis in it, right? Yeah, Gina Davis, who I adore. Used to have a big crush on Gina Davis. I guess I still do. I'm pretty sure I've heard that this is a real bad game. So, we'll see when I play it what my thoughts are, but it's in its case. Does it have... Alright, no manual, but that's okay. At least we got the case. Huh. Exclusive interactive sweepstakes. Win a real-life treasure hunt. See back for details. Let me know. What do you guys think of Cutthroat Island? Is it as bad as the movie? So last game, Cutthroat Island. Cutthroat Island was published by Acclaim in 1995. All I've got to say with this box is, what the f***? I got a game that I can't play one player, a gambling game, and an awful licensed movie game. My box prediction was way off! Now, I don't think I've ever seen this movie in its entirety, but it is renowned for being one of the biggest box office flops of all time, and I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I really need to watch it because, like I said, I do have a Gina Davis crush and always will. I don't know that I realized that there were games based on it, though. I think some of the character designs are pretty good, and the music isn't awful. It's just not very fun to play. The fighting wasn't very engaging, and the first level was very short with a guy with a gun at the end that kept killing me the first few times. There are also no continues, so when you die, you have to start all the way over. The second stage is this minecart level that doesn't allow you to see what's coming in front of you, and if you hit something, you die. I went through these two stages a few times, and enraged by my lack of progression paired with my not wanting to memorize the minecart level, I just gave up. This game. Luckily, it is worth like $20, so it greatly helped the value of the box. Eventually, I want to do videos about licensed games and an Acclaim ranking video for the Genesis, so I will have to play this again one day. This is just not that day. There we go. I'm not gonna lie, I think my prediction was wrong. Well, we'll see if the values are somewhere around here, but I think I'm a little disappointed in this box. It is always good to get a Genesis game in the case, but let's do a quick recap. We got a Tails keychain. We got Super Challenge Baseball on the Atari 2600. We have Caesar's Palace for the NES. And we've got Cutthroat Island for the Sega Genesis. God, I'm gonna say that my pick of the box is Cutthroat Island. Hopefully it's not as bad as I'm afraid it is, but at least it's a Genesis game in the case, so that's exciting. I mean, it's kind of cool to get Caesar's Palace because I don't know. Might as well try to collect every different version of Caesar's Palace now. And, I mean, I'm always happy to add to my Atari collection. We'll see how Super Challenge Baseball is, but, ooh, yeah, I think Cutthroat Island is my pick of the box. Let me know what you guys think of the games that we receive. Let me know what your pick of the box is. Please let me know, is Cutthroat Island at least kind of okay? I hope it is. At least I got this nice picture of Gina Davis. Alright, so there we go. July's box. Like I said, I gotta be honest, I'm a little disappointed. Probably the worst selection of games I've gotten. I mean, unless... Here's the thing. Even if Super Challenge Baseball is okay, I'm just not much into sports ball games, as you guys know, so... Unless it's like the frickin' best baseball game that's ever existed, I don't know. And Caesar's Palace, I'm just not much into gambling games. I don't know. Cutthroat Island. I'm counting on you, Cutthroat Island. So, anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching. We've had a lot of growth on this channel lately, and I am super excited about the future. I got a lot of big plans, cool video ideas coming at you in the future. If you're interested, Make sure you check out the membership option that we have now if you'd like to become a member of the channel for a lot of cool perks. I want to thank everybody for watching. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Bye. Welcome back, everybody. It is time for our August 2024 Retro Game Treasure. I am bloody, really bloody chuffed. Let's do it. So it is hot today. I have to turn off my air conditioner to make these videos because it would be really annoying if you had to hear that. So I'm going to try to do this quickly. I'm very excited. I broadened my subscription a little bit. I've added GameCube to the box, and I've also added PS1 to the box because I really need to get more into that system. I didn't have a PS1, I had a Saturn, so I'm really excited to see what that library has to offer. So I don't know, obviously, what's in here, but it'd be really nice if there was a GameCube game. Fingers crossed. Alright, so without further ado, let's do it. Okay, there better be at least one. I feel bubble wrap, but I think I also feel one of our Air Defender lights. There better be, gosh darn it. So first up we got Air Defender Light from DiscountAirPillows.com, where pillows are inflated, not prices. We salute you. Thank you for your service. Alright, and then like I said, we do have lots of bubble wrap. Unusual. So I wonder if that means I do have some kind of a case in here. Okay, I don't think we got GameCube or PlayStation, which is fine. I kind of put that change in late, so I didn't know if I would even have a chance of getting any of that either. But it feels like we have either a Genesis or a Master System game in the case, so that's cool. We also have maybe another keychain. Hopefully it's one I don't have yet. First up, we got... oh, PlayStation. I guess this is what I got because I added PlayStation to my my selection. And they sent me a keychain. That's cool. That's a nice start. I was hoping more for a PlayStation game, but nice. I have like 6 or 7 of these keychains that I've gotten. And it's actually really cool. I'm not complaining. I like when they send stuff like this. I can always use these for something, if for nothing else, decoration. So first up we got a PlayStation keychain. Alright, I feel an NES. I think 2 Atari. And then the Master System or Genesis game. So very cool. First game, we're going to do Atari. We got... it's upside down because I'm an idiot. We got Donkey Kong Jr. I've never played Donkey Kong Jr. on the Atari 2600. I'm pretty sure I've heard it's very, very bad. Now, I like Donkey Kong on the Atari 2600. I know it's not the greatest version, but I do have some love for it. Never played this, and I've heard this is not great. So we'll check it out. I'll give you my first impressions, but let me know, what do you think of Donkey Kong Jr.? First up, Donkey Kong Jr. for the 2600. Donkey Kong Jr. was published by Coleco in 1983. A port of the classic Nintendo arcade game, you play as Junior, who is trying to save his father from the dastardly villain Mario, from what I believe is his final appearance in a Nintendo game. I grew up playing Donkey Kong Jr. on the NES, and this is a far cry from that version. I will say, though, I didn't think this was as bad as I had prepared myself for, but it still isn't good. The worst version of Donkey Kong Jr. that I have yet to play. But all of that said, I am still happy to have it and finally experience it for myself. Alright, second game. We got another 2600 game. We got... see, so this is what threw me off. I thought Atari games were the other way around. But no, this Coleco cart, I don't know if they're all like that. I don't have my other carts here to compare, but these labels up is different. They're messing with me. We got Maze Craze, a game of cops and robbers. Used with joystick controllers. Game of cops. I'm not sure what this is. I don't think I've ever played Maze Craze before. I'm not familiar. So I'm excited to check this out. Doesn't say it's only... Hopefully it's not just a two-player game. That description kind of makes it sound like it's a two-player game, but we will see. So second up, let me know what you think. We got Maze Craze. Maze Craze, a game of cops and robbers, was published by Atari in 1980. This is definitely something that I think would be best when played with two players. There is always a second player on the screen, but you can play it solo. As far as I can tell from the few minutes that I played it, it seems to be a competition to see who can make it to the end of the maze first. There are a lot of variations, such as ones where there are enemies in the maze, and ones where parts of the maze go invisible. I'll spend some time with this one in the future for sure, but it's hard to say how much play it will ultimately get in the long run. Alright, next up we got NES. That collection's growing very quickly and it makes me very happy. Third game, we got... Oh wow, we got Heavy Shreddin'. The pink is why I said, oh wow. That's a very bright and vibrant pink. Definitely very late 80s, early 90s. This is pretty amazing box art. I don't know anything about this. This is what, snowboarding? Yeah, the snowboarding video game. So, I have never played this. I think I've heard of it, but I have no experience with it. I do like some snowboarding games, but I don't think I've ever played any 8-bit snowboarding games. I'm not sure. So, next up we got Heavy Shreddin' for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Heavy Shreddin' was published by Parker Brothers in 1990. It is a snowboarding game that is made up of different events such as downhill, slalom, and halfpipe. I didn't really expect to dig this one past the awesome pink on the label, but I actually had a lot of fun with this one. I was most non-triumphant during my short gameplay session, but I think I want to come back and learn to get better. I don't think it's a very impressive game by any metric, but there is just something that I liked about it. I am glad to have this one. Catch you on the slopes, duders! Alright, I think this is the last game. Yep, we got Treasure. So, last game, we got Sega Classics Super Monaco GP. So we got a car racing game. I've never played this one. I can't even think of if I've heard any opinions on it. So I like racing games, at least for the most part. I do enjoy them. Don't know much about this. I don't know that I've ever seen the Sega Classic box. I don't have any other box that looks like this. So interesting. It is complete. I can't get it back open. And the manual is in great condition. Looks like it was hardly ever even used. And the case is very clean. Very nice condition. Alright, cool. So last up, we got Super Monaco GP for the Sega Genesis. Very cool. Super Monaco GP was published by Sega in 1990. It is a Formula One racing game and a port of the very successful arcade game from the previous year. The game starts off with a very positive first impression. And I'd say lives up to that first impression pretty well. This is a fun racing game. I definitely need to spend some more time with it in order to really be able to do my best at it, and I look forward to setting some time aside to give this one a playthrough. A pretty sweet finale for this month's box. Alright, so there we go. That's our box. So it's getting very hot in here. Let's do a quick recap. Let's go over the totals. And let me turn my air conditioning back on. So we have Maze Craze for the Atari 2600. We have Donkey Kong Jr. for the 2600. We have Heavy Shredding for the NES. I don't know what just happened there. We got the Sega Classic Edition of Super Monaco GP. Very cool. If I had to, let's see, oh, mess it up. So pick of the box, I'm not sure. I always really love to get complete in box Genesis games, so that's definitely a highlight. Maze Craze I'm excited about because I don't really know what it is. Heavy Shreddin', it's an NES game and it's got that beautiful pink on it that I adore now. And Donkey Kong Jr., even though I hear it's like a really bad conversion, it is a Nintendo game on Atari, and that's always cool. I think for my pick of the box, I'm going to go with the complete in box Genesis game. I'm going to say Super Monaco GP. I've never played it. I don't know a lot about it, but it is complete in box. It's got this Sega Classic box, which is my first one. I've still got, you know, very, very little in my Genesis collection, so I don't have a lot yet, but this is the first one I've seen like this. I never owned anything in a case like this when I was a kid, so very excited. So I think that's going to be my pick of the box, but runner-up would probably be everything else. I think I'm pretty happy with this. I can't really attest to the quality of any of these games, but all of them I'm genuinely happy to have, so we'll see what the value comes out to, but regardless, I think I'm pretty happy with this box. So make sure you guys let me know what your pick of the box is. Let me know what you think of the box overall. And if you get Retro Game Treasure, make sure you let me know what you got this month too. So I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day. And I will see you next time. Bye. Welcome back, everybody. It is time for our September Retro Game Treasure. I am super bloody chuffed. Let's do it. Alright, so life's been pretty busy. Hopefully everything's calmed down for now. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be checking out another Retro Game Treasure. I do love these boxes. They aren't always, you know, completely top tier contents, but I don't think I've ever had one where I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I wasted all that money. So I'm very excited. I've opened up my subscription substantially because of the kind contributions of viewers, the fact that I have a DS now and a GameCube. So I'm excited to see what's in here. I did add GameCube to this, and I believe I added DS, maybe PS1, I can't remember, but I'm excited to see what's inside. There's something shaking in there, and I just can't quite tell what it is or what's going on. So without further ado, let's do it, right? We all know the hallmark of a good start to the box, and it feels like they have fulfilled that. Yes, yes, yes. We have our Air Defender lights, baby. DiscountAirPillows.com, where pillows are inflated, not frickin' prices. Bam. Oh. All right, so I'm already pissed because maybe pissed is a little too strong. I'm kind of upset because in the little note section, you specify, like, you know, certain aspects of your box that you want to be true. So I request all Genesis games, like, at least in case, not necessarily with manual, but with case. And I said the same for DS. And while I'm excited to get a new DS game, because I don't have very much, it is not in the case. So I don't know if I should reach out to them or I don't know. But if this keeps happening, I'll probably have to take DS off because I thought they would stay true to that. Although I will say there was 1 month that they sent me a Genesis game loose, and that was the only time it happened. So maybe I'll give them another month. I might reach out to them. But we have DS, I think it's a Game Boy Color, NES, and I believe a Genesis or a Master System. So let's start with this loose DS game. Let's see what we got here. Is it going to be licensed shovelware? Maybe. But this is my first DS game from any of the boxes I get, so I'm super excited. First up, we got Lego something. Lego Batman the video game. So generally I like the Lego games. I guess it's not really shovelware, but it is a licensed game. I don't think I've ever played any of the Lego Batman games, so anyone who has played this, please let me know. How is it? But first up, we got Lego Batman. Lego Batman the video game was published by Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment in 2008. It is an action-adventure game where you take control of characters in the Batman universe and fight enemies, solve puzzles, and collect Lego pieces. It had been quite some time since I had played any of the Lego games, and I must say that the formula they utilize works very well. I had kind of forgotten that. They are fun games. It wasn't very long before I found myself enjoying the game quite a bit. Even though I'm bummed they sent this loose, this is one I'm going to play through for sure. Alright, second up we'll do the, I believe it's Game Boy Color. We got is that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2? Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. I know the handheld Tony Hawk games can get kind of weird, but I have enjoyed... I've gotten a couple Tony Hawk handheld games in the past, and I enjoyed one of them way more than I expected, so I'll be curious to see how this one is. I don't have the highest expectations, but I do like the Tony Hawk games. So second up, we got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 was published by Activision in the year 2000. I don't usually have very high hopes for handheld conversions of the Tony Hawk games. And yeah, I wasn't terribly impressed with this one, but it was better than I was expecting, and I did end up having some fun with it. I really need to spend some more time with it in order to really figure it out. Interestingly, this port was developed by Natsume. I thought that was cool. And this opening music is a freaking banger. Another Tony Hawk game for another system. Cool. Alright, next up, we're gonna do the NES. We got Yoshi? We got Yoshi! This is a puzzle game. I know I've played it. I'm generally not very good at a lot of puzzle games, so I don't think I've played it that much. Excited, love Yoshi, he's adorable. So definitely glad to have it in the collection. We got Yoshi for the NES. Very cool. Yoshi was published by Nintendo in 1991 and was developed by Game Freak. I always get excited when I come across a non-Pokemon game from Game Freak. I don't know why, I just do. Yoshi is a puzzle game where you take control of Mario, not Yoshi, which, okay, as he swaps stacks of enemies that are falling from the top of the screen. You need to try and match the enemies to clear them or encase them in Yoshi eggs. I like this game. In theory. I'm just not great at this sort of puzzle game. My brain and fingers do not move quickly enough or in tandem, really. I will say that I don't think this variation of this type of gameplay is the most compelling, and there are many other games like this that I would rather play. But it is fun, at least for short bursts, and I am very happy to add it to my NES library. Let's see here, is this the last game? Yep. we got treasure. All right, last up, fingers crossed, we got... Ooh, we got Cool Spot. I rented this from the video store when I was a kid. I want to say that I actually liked this game. I mean, I was a little kid, and I don't think I've played it since, but I remember this game being all right. I could be wrong. You'll see when I record the gameplay what I think, my first impressions, but this is cool. I always enjoyed Cool Spot as a mascot when I was a kid, and like I said, I remember having a lot of fun with this. There is some like chunks missing out of the case. It's not too bad. I don't really care about that. No manual, but something cool I did notice here is this was a Blockbuster rental. Very cool. I did not rent games from Blockbuster. We didn't have one super close. I did go every once in a while, but usually I got my video games from my local hometown video store, HRNS Video. But that's cool. I always like when they have the old rental stuff on the cartridges or labels. So Cool Spot. I think that's a pretty cool end to the box. I'm actually really happy about that. So last up, again, distributed exclusively by Sega, we got Cool Spot for the Genesis. Cool Spot was published by Virgin Games USA in 1993. It is a platform game where you play as Cool Spot, the 7-Up mascot at the time. This is from that golden era of gaming when companies kept pumping out interactive commercials and we kids just ate it up. I don't even think it ever occurred to me when I was a kid and I played these games that I was being marketed to. But like I said during the unboxing, I used to rent this one often and quite enjoyed it as a kid. How does it hold up as an adult? I think it's all right. There's something odd to me about how Cool Spot controls, but I did get used to it, at least for the most part. These food and beverage licensed games really run the quality gamut from god-awful to pretty freaking good, and I think this one fits somewhere in the middle. I am very happy to finally own this one, and it will be featured again on the channel when I get around to making my series about licensed games. Nice end to the box. So there we go. That is September's Retro Game Treasure. I don't think it's the best box. Definitely, I don't think it's bad or anything. I am very disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm disappointed that they didn't follow my instructions about the DS game. I should probably reach out to them. But again, like I said, they only ever did it once with Genesis, and then it never happened again. So I'll have to think about that. It probably won't hurt if I just send an email to Buck the Mega Buck and let him know what's up. I did get concerned because it used to be in my like preference section where you write like your preferences for whatever, you know, you want games and cases, whatever. Used to be like 2 sentences. It was just like one, like, I would prefer Master System and Genesis games to be in box. And I don't even remember what the second one was. But there wasn't very much. But now I've added PS1, and I want that, you know, complete in box only. DS, at least in the box. And maybe it's just too much of text. Maybe I just need to pare that down. Maybe they just overlooked it. I'm not sure. I am disappointed, but whatever. I got a new DS game. So quick recap while we do the totals. We got Batman the video game for the DS. We got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 for the Game Boy Color. We have Yoshi for the NES. And we have Cool Spot for the almighty Sega Genesis. Pick of the box. I'm going to go Cool Spot. I got a lot of nostalgia for this, a lot of memories. Hopefully, while I'm sure it's probably not as good as I remember as a wee lad. Hopefully this still kind of holds up well, because I have a lot of positive association with this, so hopefully it's fun to play. So that's definitely my pick of the box. If I had to say a runner-up, probably Yoshi. Like I said, I don't remember being the biggest fan of this game, because I'm just not very good at it. but first party Nintendo game on the NES, always good. So, there we go. That's the box. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you let me know what your pick of the box is. Let me know what you think of the box overall. We'll be getting into spooky season soon. I've got at least one idea for a Halloween themed video that hopefully I can get out in time. I do apologize that my output and my interaction has been kind of limited lately. There's just been a lot of stuff going on in my life, but things should be getting better. I should get back into my normal schedule, and I'm really excited about the cool videos I have planned for you in the future. I have started like half a dozen videos that I just haven't had time to finish yet. Right here. Expect a video about the SF2000 very soon. Very excited about that. And I'm still working on my reviews of this multi-cart and this Clone NES. I'm also going to be doing a collection video, like the state of my collection so far, because that's a request I get a lot. So definitely look forward to that. And there's a bunch more stuff that I'm working on. So again, I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Bye. Welcome back, everybody. It is spooky season. Halloween is just a few days away, depending on when I actually upload this. It is now time for our October Retro Game Treasure. I'm super bloody chuffed. And without further ado, let's do it. I'm super duper excited. If you guys remember, if you saw last month's video, I got a loose DS game, which I was very disappointed in. I have put in my preferences that I only want, at least in case, it doesn't have to be complete. I didn't reach out to them, I just kind of forgot, but we'll see what happens. If I get another loose DS game, I'll probably just take DS off. So, super excited to see what we got. Still waiting for my first GameCube game. Haven't received a GameCube game yet. I still just have 2 GameCube games. So let's crack this baby open. Let's see. We all know what the first hallmark of a good box is. Let's see if we get our air defender lights. Ooh. Ooh, uh-oh. Ooh. Okay. Trigger warning. This is going to be graphic. If you have a sensitive stomach, please look away now. We did get our air defender lights. God bless them. They gave their life to protect their games. I want everyone to bow their head for a moment of silence, and I will be starting a GoFundMe for the families. In the arms of the angel. All right, and I think we do. We have a big boy who's still alive. Maybe actually this one murdered the other one. I don't know if it was a power struggle or just big boy needed to eat. But we salute thee too. Thank you for everything you've done. Sorry about your family if it was an accident. But if it wasn't, I won't tell. Alright, let's feel around. We have, I think it's a Game Boy Color game. Atari 2600. The deuce is that? There's something in here, I guess it's an accessory, something I have no idea what it is. And then, oh, whoops, I think I just opened something. And then we have a Genesis or a Master System game. Sadly, no, still no GameCube. Alright, that's cool. Let's start with the Atari. Alright, first game we got Indy 500. Cool. I know I've played this before. Off the top of my head, can't really remember exactly how this game plays. But let me know what you guys think about Indy 500. I will get my initial thoughts And yeah, super cool. Let me know what you think of Indy 500. I'm sure as soon as I fire this up, it'll ring a bell. I just can't think of how this plays off the top of my head. And I can't remember if I liked it. It's probably been a very long time since I've played it, but you'll see my first impressions now. First up, we got Indy 500. Indy 500 was published by Atari in 1977. This was one of the 9 launch titles for the Atari VCS and was later re-released as Race for the Sears Telegames console. This is a fun little game with a few gameplay modes. This is intended to be played with the driving controllers, but I did not realize that when I was capturing gameplay footage in Stella. I imagine this would be much better with the driving controllers and a second player to go up against. I'll definitely be playing this one some more. Cool to add to the collection. Alright. I should have done that accessory probably first, but you know what, we'll do that third. I think we only have 3 games. So we'll go ahead and do, I think it's Game Boy Color. Second up, we got Powerpuff Girls something or other something. Powerpuff Girls Bad Mojo Jojo. I'm very familiar with Powerpuff Girls. I had previously gotten a Powerpuff Girls, I think for the Game Boy Advance, in the past from one of my boxes. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite thing. I think I remember it being like some kind of beat 'em up or something. It's been a long time. But I'm curious to see how this plays. I don't have a lot of Game Boy Color games, so definitely excited to check this out. So we got Powerpuff Girls, what was it called? Bad Mojo Jojo? Bad Mojo Jojo. The Powerpuff Girls Bad Mojo Jojo was published by BAM Entertainment in the year 2000. Powerpuff Girls is one of those IPs that I intend on going back and checking out, as I have heard many good things about the cartoon. If I was judging the property on these handheld adaptations, though, I don't think I would be at all interested in getting to know more about the Powerpuff Girls. This is just not a very good game. It doesn't look very good, it doesn't sound very good, and the gameplay is limp. I'll play this some more, but I don't think I'm going to enjoy it very much. Alright, let's see what this weird package is, because, I'm genuinely confused. I have no idea what this is. So, next up, we got... Oh, it's a memory card. For PlayStation? PlayStation memory card. So that's cool. It is interesting. So I did add PS1 to my list. And this is the second month that I've had it on my list. And this is the second month that I got some kind of accessory for PlayStation. I have not yet actually received any PlayStation games. But that's cool. I can always use more memory cards. I think I only have one PS1 memory card right now, as a matter of fact. So, super cool. Definitely adds some value to the box. We got PS1 memory card. Let's put it there. And then, oh, wait a second. Gosh, darn it. Alright, so there is a 4th game in here. There's a loose DS. They do so good with Genesis. I wonder why they're having trouble giving me DS games in a box. So 3rd game we got for the DS, we got... I have no idea. Brain Age something? Brain Age 2, more training in minutes a day. So that's cool. I was sent the first Brain Age when I got sent the DS. So now I have Brain Age 2. I still have not fired up Brain Age 1. I actually think I would probably like the Brain Age games. I've never played them before. I think it sounds kind of neat. Sounds like something good to sit down or lay in your bed, before bed and play some Brain Age and then go to sleep. I'll have to give that a try. I just really wish they would have sent this in a box like I asked, but I don't know. I should probably just reach out to them. But 3rd game we got... Is it 3rd game? Why can't I cannot keep count today. 3rd game, we got Brain Age 2. Brain Age 2 was published by Nintendo in 2007. I have not played this one very much at all, as I'd like to dig into the first game before this sequel. I tried to load this into RetroArch, but I did not realize that this game had you hold the DS sideways. So I tried a couple of the minigames through the viewfinder of my camera, which was fairly difficult for me. I can definitely see the appeal of this type of game, and I will definitely be spending some more time with these games to see what all of the hullabaloo was for them at the time of release. At the end of this rock, paper, scissors game, I was told that I had a brain age of 70. Seems about right.
Well, that's not good.
Alright, now I think this is the last game. Yes, we got Treasure. I can't tell if it's Genesis or Master System. We will find out in a second. Last game, last pull out of the box, we got... It's a Genesis game. Cyberball? Cyberball. I don't know anything about Cyberball. I don't even know if I've ever heard of Cyberball. Bash your way to the goalpost in Cyberball, the national sport of the 21st century. Oh my gosh, that's where we're at. Massive robots grapple for yardage on this metal-crunching gridiron of the future. And when the action gets critical, the ball explodes. Holy crap. Sounds cool. So it's like a futuristic football game. Kind of looks like Madden. Who made this? Ooh, this case is super dirty. I don't know. It's not EA. Like, there is just... I mean, this isn't great. I don't know why they couldn't just wipe these down a little bit. Look at the amount of that. Look how dirty that is. Like, and it just comes off. It's not like it's, like, permanent. I should probably wash my hands after this. Like, they could have easily just wiped this down. I mean, I think that is a little disappointing, I will say. That's not the best look, retro game treasure. But look how filthy that is. Ugh. Dirty. There's actually a lot of dust and dirt caked into the inside of the case here. I don't know how well you guys can see that, if you can see it at all, but it is very dirty. Now, I will say, the actual cartridge is almost immaculate. There's a couple scratches and stuff, but the actual cartridge is, like, super duper clean. Like, probably one of the nicer Genesis carts I currently have. I mean, there's a little something there, but that is super clean. I just wish the rest of it looked like that. I mean, I'll usually be able to clean it up. I think they would at least just, like, wipe it down a little bit. And, ooh, there's the manual. It looks like maybe a little bit of water damage, but not too bad. And it's cool. A lot of times they'll send me just the case and not the manual. So, nice. So our last game is Cyberball for the Sega Genesis. Nice. Cyberball was published by Sega in 1990 and is based on the Atari Games arcade game from 1988. It is a futuristic take on American football where you take control of some robots battling over an explosive sports ball. I need to spend some more time with this for sure, but first impressions are pretty positive. I was able to have some fun with this, and I am looking forward to playing more, which is something that I can't always say with football games. I still don't really know 100% what I'm doing, but the futuristic coat of paint and the threat of ball shrapnel certainly helped keep my interest. Let me know, is Cyberball a good football game for the almighty Sega Genesis? And there we go. We'll do a quick recap while we do the totals. We got a PS1 memory card. We got a loose copy of Brain Age 2. We have Bad Mojo Jojo, the Powerpuff Girls, on the Game Boy Color. We have Indy 500 on the Atari 2600. And we have Cyberball for the Sega Genesis. Pick of the box. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this is the strongest box. At least for games that I'm super excited to play. I mean, I am very curious about this Cyberball. If it's like more arcadey and silly and just I guess what I'm saying, I might have a better time with this if it's not taking the sport of base, or I don't even know what sports ball it is. If it doesn't take football too seriously. But we'll see. I don't know. I am kind of excited about that. And Indy 500, I'm always super excited to get new Atari games. Really, as far as Atari is concerned, I don't care what it is. I want every Atari game I can get. So, Bad Mojo Jojo, like I said, I'm not terribly familiar with the Powerpuff Girl IP. I know there's a lot of love for the cartoon. I don't know much about the games. Brain Age is cool. I wish it was in a case. So you know what? I'm gonna say I've made up my mind. I've talked through it. I'm gonna have 2 picks of the box. Indy 500 because, like I said, any Atari game is golden. Even this, I don't like this game. I'm very happy to have another Atari cartridge on my shelf. And Cyberball, even though the case is super dirty, I'm excited that it's complete. It's got the manual. The card is very, very clean. And I'm intrigued. Maybe this is a sports ball game for people like me who aren't really into sports, don't get all of the technical aspects. We'll see. Maybe this is just as complicated as regular football games. I don't know. But if the balls explode and there's robots and flying debris and bombs, yeah. This might appeal to me. I might be able to wrap my head around it. I guess you guys will know by now, but as of right now, I'm going to say I'm actually pretty excited to check this one out. So yeah, again, my picks will be Indy 500, Cyberball. Let me know what your pick of the box is. Let me know what you think of the box overall. Like I said, I mean, I guess we'll see what value is. I don't really usually factor in value, because that's not what these boxes are about for me, but right now, I guess I'm hoping that the value is okay. Because I'm just not too crazy. I just don't think that there's like any kind of centerpiece to this box. Unless, I could be wrong. Maybe Cyberball is fire. I don't remember ever hearing about that. Let me know what you guys think of Cyberball. And probably, honestly, the fact that Brain Age 2 is loose is definitely killing the vibes for me a little bit. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed though. I just got 4 new games I didn't have and a memory card, so that is cool. It's just, I don't know. Usually there's at least one game where I'm like, that's awesome. This time, not so much. When a racing game and a sports game are my picks of the box. I mean, for me personally, in my personal taste, that says something about the box. I don't know. I'm rambling on. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Again, let me know what your pick of the box is. Let me know what you think of the box in general. And with that, I would like to thank everyone for watching. I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful, amazing, fantastic day. Happy Halloween. Enjoy the holiday. I will see you guys next time. They put spikes in it! All right, I'm very excited. Let's hope we got some gold in here. I did, at least for now, take off DS. I will go back in the future. I'm excited maybe we'll get some of the systems that I haven't received for any of my boxes yet. I'm very intrigued by this box, I will say, because it got something that's got some weight to it, but I also hear some stuff moving around, so super excited. Without further ado, let's do it. I probably sound like a broken record, but we all know the hallmark to a good box, to the start of a good box at least. Do we have our air pillows? We have an Air Defender Lite. Just one? Doing a lot of heavy lifting. Oh, wait. Oh, we lost one. Everyone say a prayer for his family. Alright, let's feel around. Ooh. We got Game Boy Color. Atari 2600. Atari 2600. Oh, I think we have a PlayStation game. That's exciting. That's one of the systems I haven't got anything for yet. At least from Retro Game Treasure. And we have a boxed Master System or Genesis game. Ooh, I'm very, very excited. Let's go ahead. We'll start with Atari. This was an interesting cartridge. It's not a normal like rectangle cartridge. I'm not sure which way is up. I'm gonna get it wrong. I always get it wrong. First game we got Q*bert. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Is this actually an Atari game? So I got Q*bert before in a Retro Game Treasure box. It ended up being the ColecoVision version. So I'm excited to finally have Q*bert for the Atari. I like this version of Q*bert. It's not the best version of Q*bert, but I think it plays quite well on the 2600. So let's go ahead and let's check out some gameplay. Q*bert was published by Parker Brothers in 1983. It is a port of the immensely influential and popular arcade game from the previous year. I really like this port. It's not the best way to play Q*bert, but I still find it incredibly enjoyable. If you like the 2600 and enjoy Q*bert, I imagine this version would scratch some sort of itch that you may have at some point. Warning though, Q*bert has a pretty filthy mouth, and this game may not be suitable for children. Alright, next up, let's do the second Atari game. We got Human Cannonball. This is a game I know I have heard about, but I don't know that I've ever played it. I'm not even really sure what the gameplay is like. Use joystick controllers. There's no end label, which is always sad, because then I can't tell what it is what's on my shelf, but that's alright. I'm excited to try out Human Cannonball, 1978. I'm really not sure how this game plays, so I'm excited to check it out. Human Cannonball. Human Cannonball was published by Atari in 1979. The game consists of you attempting to launch a little man from a cannon into a container of water. I had never played this one before. I have played games with similar ideas before, and this isn't the best iteration I've ever played. I did start to have some fun with it after a few minutes, but I can't see this being a game that will keep my attention for very long. I'll play this again for a future video or two, I'm sure, but I don't see me playing this one too much beyond that. So next up, we're going to do Game Boy Color. Make your guesses now. Do you think it's a licensed cartoon game? We got. Yes, I see Chucky. I'm guessing it's Rugrats in Paris, because I think I see a beret on Tommy. Rugrats in Paris, the movie. So I don't know a lot about it. I've probably mentioned this before, but I used to love Rugrats. But when the movies started coming out is when I thought it lost its appeal and went way downhill. But I'm excited. I don't have really high hopes for this particular game. It's THQ. Okay. I don't have the highest expectations for this game, but I'm excited to check it out, and I'm excited to add to the collection. We got Rugrats in Paris? Rugrats in Paris, the movie. Rugrats in Paris, the movie, was published by THQ in 2000. I am starting to worry that all Rugrats games might be awful. While this is not worse than All Grown Up Express Yourself, it is still very, very, very bad. You seem to play mini games that are pretty poorly designed and not fun to play to get tickets in order to unlock levels. The mini games suck. The levels suck. THQ sucks. A few videos will see me playing this again in the future, and I am not happy about that. You know what? I'm gonna save the PlayStation for last. So I'm assuming this is Genesis. Bam! Eternal Champions? We got Eternal Champions! That's super awesome! I can't say I played a lot of this game. I remember renting it. I'm super excited. Yeah, this one's awesome. And it's in case. It is not complete. We do not have the manual, but that's okay. I told them that was okay. I can always collect manuals later. Yeah, it's been a very, very, very long time since I've played this game. Cartridge is a little dusty, but it's in pretty good shape. Not bad. Not bad at all. Sega arcade pad, 6-button recommended, and it looks like it works with the activator, if you guys remember the activator. So, very stoked about this. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've played it, and I don't really remember how good it is, but super excited to have it on the shelf. So, our penultimate game is Eternal Champions for the Sega Genesis. Eternal Champions was published by Sega in 1993. It is a fighting game that definitely has some Mortal Kombat vibes. I didn't find the cast of characters to be the most appealing lineup in a fight game, but I started to have some fun with it after a few minutes. I think the difficulty is cranked a little bit too high, but I'm sure with practice I could do much better. At least a little bit better. I'm pretty excited to have this. I need to get a manual now for this one. Alright, I believe this is our last game. We got Treasure. Alright, fingers crossed. Let's hope it's something real good for our first outing. We got Motocross Mania. Nice. Can't say I have a lot of experience with motocross games, but I'm excited to finally have something new in my PlayStation collection. It's a system that I've kind of neglected because I've been focusing more on my cartridge-based stuff. We were a Sega Saturn family. I never had a PlayStation, so there's a lot of awesome stuff in that library that I need to go back and explore. So I don't know. I know there were sequels to this. I think I have Motocross Mania 3 that I got in Loved Again Media, but it warranted a sequel, so it must be somewhat okay. Oh, it's a Take-Two interactive game. That's cool. So let me know, guys. Have you ever played Motocross Mania? What do you think? Disc looks just fine. Awesome. That's very cool. I'm just excited. I mean, this case is in pretty good shape. You know, it's not all broken or cracked or scratched. Somebody took care of this game. So our last game, first PlayStation game with Retro Game Treasure, we got Motocross Mania. Motocross Mania was published by Take-Two Interactive in 2001. On a very positive note, the game treats you to this bad boy when you load it up. How was the actual game? Not nearly as badass. I tried this out for a while, but just wasn't getting a hang of it. I eventually went into practice mode and slowly started getting better and did have some fun. Most of the fun, for me personally, came from trying to pull off tricks and failing over, again, and again, again, and again, and again. Maybe not a very great game, but I am stoked to get a new game for my PlayStation. Radical! Alright, there we go. That's our box for November. Let's do a quick recap while we do the totals. We got, I don't know why I cannot remember this, Rugrats in Paris the movie for the Game Boy Color, Human Cannonball for the Atari 2600, Hubert for the 2600, Eternal Champions for the Sega Genesis, Motocross Mania for the PlayStation. Pick of the box. As excited as I am to get a PlayStation game, finally, I can't say that motocross is the most exciting thing to me. I'm going to say pick of the box is Eternal Champions. I've decided. Yeah, I don't know if you guys could hear the wheels moving as I was thinking through this, but always excited to get a Genesis game in a case. And this is a game like I'm genuinely excited to revisit. It's been so long since I've played this. Yeah, this is number one. If I had to pick a second, a runner-up, probably Hubert, just because I was so excited when I thought I got it. This is probably like a year ago, and it ended up they accidentally sent me the ColecoVision version. I like this version of Hubert. Not the best, but I think it plays pretty good on the Atari 2600. So that's my picks of the box. Make sure you let me know what your pick of the box is. Let me know what you think of the box overall. I'd say this is a pretty good box overall. I'm happy with it. Super excited to dust off my PlayStation 2 and load up Motocross Mania. By the way, behind me, I've got Vyro from Vyro's Vault streaming Dragon Quest III, the new remake that just came out. Everyone, if you haven't checked him out, make sure you go check out his channel. Maybe pop in on a live stream. Give him a subscription. Cool guy, awesome content. I wanted to make sure to shout him out. So there we go. That's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do love this series. I do love, getting multiple Christmases every month where I get to open boxes of surprise video games. Even if they aren't great boxes overall, the experience is still a lot of fun for me. And again, I just enjoy sharing this content with you guys. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. I hope you have a beautiful day. And I will see you next time. Welcome back, everybody. It is time for our last episode of Too Many Boxes for the year. I'm bloody chuffed. Merry Christmas. Let's do it. All right, let's do it. I cannot believe it is December. I can't believe that the year is over. It's been an awesome year here at the channel. I want to thank everyone who's been subscribing and watching and liking the content and commenting. I love talking to you guys. Big thank you to all of our channel members. I appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know. So I don't want to prattle on too long. I'm really excited to see what we got. So let's check it out. Still haven't gotten any GameCube yet. Hopefully that'll happen sometime soon. Did we get our air pillows? If we did, it's a big boy. Okay. So I didn't go through the spiel this time because I feel like I just say it every time and it's probably annoying you guys. Mark of a good box, at least the start of a good box, is the Air Defender lights from discountairpillows.com, where pillows are inflated, not prices. It's a Christmas tragedy. We have... Can't even read this. Airspeed. We have Airspeed from Pregus.com. None of these things mean anything to me. Let's hope the rest of the box makes up for this atrocity. Alright. Let me feel around here. Ooh, okay. I think we got a Game Boy. Okay, we got a lot of Game Boy in here. Hopefully that's not bad news. We got a bunch of games in here. Wait, hold on. 3 Game Boy games. Okay. They've done pretty good with their Game Boy games. I will say that. Atari 2600. Atari 2600. And I'm assuming PlayStation. So nice mix. Interesting. It's the most handheld I've ever gotten from Virtual Game Treasure. Let's go ahead and start with Game Boy, since I just released that top 10 most expensive Game Boy game video. So, first game we got. I cannot tell. Oh no. Oh no. We have the Rugrats movie, which, I mean, fair play, I guess. I just got... what was it? Rugrats in the Paris one. Was that last month? Was that last Retro Game Treasure that I got the Paris movie? I can't remember. I'm having brain problems. So far, I have not played any Rugrat game that I particularly liked, so I'm really not looking forward to this. But hopefully, oh gosh, first the Air Pillow, now Rugrats. Hopefully, we can only go from here, right? Right? Alright, so first up, and this label is awful. I'm kind of disappointed. This is the worst label I've ever gotten from Retro Game Treasure. We have the Rugrats movie on the Game Boy. Yeah. The Rugrats movie was published by THQ in 1999. I have to start to wonder now, how many Rugrats games are there, and when will I get to a good one? Now, in all fairness, this is probably the best one that I have played so far, but that is not saying too much. The Rugrats movie is a platform game where you can jump. The repetitive music gets old in a few seconds, and the screen doesn't advance quickly enough, causing issues. I'm sure there's probably some fun to be had here, especially for a younger audience, but I was not terribly impressed. That being said, I expected much worse. One Rugrats game now means one less Rugrats game I can receive in the future. Win? Alright, moving on and up, right? On and up. Second game, we got... Ooh, good lord. Okay, that's a cool title to get that I didn't have yet, but what is going on? I don't know what's going on at Retro Game Treasure. Like, I just can't... I'm gonna need to wash my hands. Like, I'm a former smoker, and I used to smoke in my house when I was younger, and I understand... I don't know, I never smoked this much. This thing is caked. Just look how gross that is. It is just caked in, like, cigarette, like, nicotine junk, and the label's coming off. Like... I'm excited to get Tetris on Game Boy. I have a lot of memories of playing Tetris for the Game Boy, but this cartridge is just... I can't believe they sent this out, quite frankly. I'm mixed about. I know this. I mean, I'm very happy to have Tetris on the Game Boy, but the quality of this, oof, buddy. Let's go ahead and take a look at Tetris for the Game Boy. Tetris was published by Nintendo in 1989. I don't know what I can really say about this one. It's Tetris for the Game Boy. It's awesome. I can't even imagine how many hours I played this back in the day. Definitely one of my favorite versions of the classic puzzle game. It's a real shame that Retro Game Treasure sent me a cart that is in such poor shape, but after a clean, it did play, and playing this one really took me back. I'm going to try and look at the positives here, and I am very happy to return to the Game Boy version of Tetris. But I do know that I will definitely have to find a better copy for the collection. So I guess the last one was up. It was Tetris. Quality of that card. So third Game Boy game, we got Asteroids. All right, cool. Cool. I don't think I've ever played Asteroids on the Game Boy. All right. Yeah, I'm happy about this one. I mean, it could be an awful version of Asteroids, but I'm still happy to have it. So, very cool. We got Asteroids. Asteroids was published by Activision in 1999. This is a revamped version of the classic arcade game that was released during a time when Activision was releasing new versions of several different legacy titles. I had a great time with this one. This is a pretty decent playing iteration of Asteroids. I have no doubt that I will spend some more time with this one in the future. Alright. Fourth game. Go to the Atari. Can't really mess this up unless it's like a super gross cartridge again. So I always mess up which way's up. This is gonna be wrong. We got... Oh no, I got it. Boxing! It's an Activision title. Very nice. I've played this. I don't think it's definitely not my favorite Activision title. Been a while since I played it though. The Actiplaque is not the worst I've ever seen. This is actually not a terrible looking Activision cart, so awesome. Definitely happy about this. We got Boxing for the Atari 2600. Boxing was published by Activision in 1980. I enjoyed this game much more than I expected. I find the overhead perspective to be very clever, and the graphics, while simple and crab-like, to be quite effective. I haven't spent enough time with it yet to feel out all of the subtleties in the gameplay, but it was a good time. I imagine this would be tons of fun with a second player. I am stoked to have this one in the collection. Another fun game from what used to be an amazing company. Alright, next Atari game we got Surround. Heard of this. I've probably played it. Is this the one that's like, Simon? I'm probably completely wrong about that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this is. But we have Surround. Very happy about that. It has a copyright of 78, so that's cool. Now I think of it, maybe I've never played this. I don't know what I'm thinking of. But we got Surround on the Atari 2600 coming at you right now. Surround was published by Atari in 1979. This is pretty much a two-player version of that Snake game that used to be on Nokia phones. It's pretty effective for how simple it is, and I enjoyed my time here. Another game that would be better with a second player, but I did enjoy destroying that stupid computer. There are a few different modes to keep things interesting, and a simple drawing mode to enjoy. Good stuff. Alright. Last game, I believe. Let's see. Yep, we got Treasure. Which way's the... Hold on, I got a feeling I'm an idiot. I think this is the front. I hope so. So last game, I think it's PlayStation. We got... Well, it's definitely PlayStation. What is that? Oh, wow. Oh, I haven't thought about this in a long... I don't think I even watched the show. I just remember when it was like a cultural lexicon. I don't think I've ever actually watched this. But we have The Weakest Link on the PlayStation. Yeah, I bet you... I mean, I don't even... See, I never watched the show. Is it like pop culture stuff or like history? Is it like more like Jeopardy or Trivia Pursuit? I'm not even sure. But this is going to be kind of fun to check out. I don't know if it makes it better or worse that I'm not really that familiar with the show, but I'm kind of looking forward to checking this out. Again, it depends on what kind of questions it asks. Very dusty, but the disc looks pretty good. So, yeah, and I mean, the case is actually phenomenal shape. I'm happy about that. Yeah, this is cool. It could go either way. I could actually have a lot of fun, or it could be awful. Don't know. We'll see. Let me know if you used to watch this or if you've played this. So, last game, we got The Weakest Link. Weakest Link was published by Activision in 2001. It is based on the incredibly popular game show of the same name. I am not very familiar with the show. I don't think I've ever watched a whole episode, but when it was popular, everyone was calling everyone else the Weakest Link all the time. The most fun I had with this game was listening to all of the exaggerated accents for all of the different contestants.
Hello, I'm Amber. I'm 38 and I'm an interior designer from Memphis, Tennessee. I love socializing with friends, keeping fit, and all things physical.
After intense internal struggle, I landed on Eddie, the truck driver from Pittsburgh with his immaculate Yinzer accent.
Hello, my name's Eddie and I'm 42. I'm a truck driver from Pittsburgh. I'm interested in all kinds of general knowledge and roulette trivia games.
I was voted Weakest Link in the first round and let the audience know my extreme displeasure at this injustice.
Let me tell you, I'm ticked, totally. I don't know what they're thinking. They won't be able to bank squat without me. One bad round, and I'm out on my head. That just ain't right. No, I'm just plain mad.
I'll probably play this one again in the future for some laughs, maybe for a live stream or something. Nice to have.
Who's slower at delivering than the post office? Who needs to be redirected? Here's your chance to have the return to sender. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
Alright, so there we go. And me looking back on it, honestly, I think it's a pretty alright box. I mean, I'll know more after I see the values and play the games, see how they are. I'm pretty happy. I'm not even so much upset about the Rugrats movie Torn Label. It's this gross, like, I can't imagine Tetris on the Game Boy, you guys will have found out, but I can't imagine this is a very expensive cartridge, and it's just like, you could have just sent me a better copy of like, I'm actually kind of sad about, like, it's so cool to finally have Tetris on the Game Boy, and I'm just gonna remind you, like, look at that, look how gross, look how gross that is. I should probably reach out to Buck the Mega. I don't know. Like, normally I wouldn't. I just think that that's beyond the pale. Am I wrong? You guys can let me know. Am I being ridiculous? I don't know. But we'll do a quick recap. I'm done ranting. We'll do a quick recap while we do the total, as per usual. We got Asteroid for the Game Boy, the Rugrats movie for the Game Boy, gross copy of Tetris for the Game Boy, Boxing for the Atari 2600, and Surround for the Atari 2600. And the last game we got is The Weakest Link for the PlayStation. Pick of the box. Pick of the box. Ooh, buddy. I mean, so here's it's just an interesting conundrum, because my pick of the box would probably be Tetris for the Game Boy. I have a lot of fond memories with this. I played this a lot on my brother's Game Boy when I was a kid. And I want to say that, but this cartridge is just so gross. Ugh. I'm going to move my pick of the box to Asteroids on the Game Boy, because I'd like to play all the different versions of Asteroids. I think it's interesting and fun to look at all of the different versions of these old classic arcade games and all of the like thousands of ports they got to all the different systems. And I don't think I've ever even seen this one played. So you know what? Yep, my pick of the box, Asteroids for the Game Boy. Runner-up, probably Boxing for the 2600, because I would like to complete that Activision set. I think that'd be cool. So, there we go. Let me know what you guys think of the box. Let me know what your pick of the box is. Let me know what you think of the games. Am I being ridiculously upset about this, this Tetris? Let me know. I don't know. But there we go. Another year down of too many boxes. I want to thank you guys again. You're wonderful. I hope everyone has a terrific holiday season, no matter what it is that you celebrate. I hope you get to spend time with your loved ones and get a little time to relax and play some video games. I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day. I will see you next time. Bye. I mean, I don't know. I just can't imagine somebody pulling this out of a box. I don't know how they sort things, but I just can't imagine. First, no, I can't imagine somebody getting this in for stock and being like, yep, that's okay to send out in one of the boxes that people pay good money for. Like, I don't even understand. Like, I mean, I know I got five games, which is a rarity. But you should have just sent me 4 games. I don't know. Merry Christmas! Welcome back, everybody. It's super duper cold outside, like below zero cold. My pipes are frozen. I'm waiting on Taco Bell. I got a box today. Let's do it. Alright, there's no fooling around today. We're going to get right into it. We all know the hallmark of the start of a good box. Let's see if we get off to a good start. Do we have our Air Defender's light? Air Defender? Do we have our Air Defender? Do we have our Air Defender lights? That was hard. Bam! We do. We got Air Defender lights from discountairpillows.com, where pillows are inflated, but not prices. All right, let's feel around and see what we got. Ooh, Atari 2600. Ooh, NES. Ooh, I think PlayStation, I assume. And ooh, Sega Genesis or Master System. It's a good mix. I'm very excited. Bloody chuffed as can be. Let's start with the Atari. I'm so close to 100. I think I'm at 97. Games in my Atari collection, so this will make 98, I'm pretty sure. So I'm very, very close to that 100. I never know which way is up. We're gonna go for it. First game we got. Oh, I think we got it right. I cannot read that. Miniature golf? I don't know if I knew that there was a miniature golf game for the Atari. I'm actually pretty stoked to see this, so let's go ahead and let's check out Miniature Golf for the Atari 2600. Miniature Golf was published by Atari in 1979. I did not play this one very much. My first impressions were not very positive, but in all fairness, I feel like this is a case where I just need more time to figure out the nuances of the game. It appears that there are people with a lot of love and fondness for this one. I will be returning to this when I have a little more time to devote to figuring out its quirks. Regardless, I am always happy to add another 2600 cart to the collection. Alright, next up, let's do the NES. We got... Ooh, is that just straight up Pac-Man? We got Tengen Pac-Man on the NES. Cool, very cool. I love Pac-Man. Not the best Pac-Man player, but I do love the game. I don't know that I've ever played this release of Pac-Man, so I imagine it can't be bad. So for the NES, next up we got Pac-Man. Pac-Man was published by Tengen in 1988. This was one of the 3 Tengen games that were officially licensed by Nintendo before they started to produce their own unlicensed cart for the NES. I am a pretty big fan of the Pac-Man series, even though I am not the best at the original arcade game. This is a pretty good version of Pac-Man. It sounds and looks just about as good as I could expect from an NES port of the classic game. I found myself playing this for much longer than expected, simply because I found myself doing better than I normally do. I don't know if this can be attributed to this port of the game, or if I was just doing especially well. In either case, this is a good port of Pac-Man, and I'm happy to have it in my NES collection. Alright, let's shake up the end here a little bit, since PlayStation's still pretty new to us. And we'll do the cased Sega Genesis or Master System game. So, next up, we got X-Mutants. X-Mutants? It's not the X-Men. Earth 2055, Destroy the Mutant Menace. I don't know this game. It's complete. We got the manual in there too. Let me know, guys. What do you think of X-Mutants? I can't place this off the top of my head. Maybe I've played it, but it doesn't ring a bell. This is exciting. Hopefully it's good. Not even sure what type of game it is. I don't know if it's like an action platformer or like a beat 'em up. But I'm super excited. This is cool. We got complete in box X-Mutants for the Sega Genesis. X-Mutants was published by Sega of America in 1992. This is an action platformer that is based on a comic series from Malibu Comics that I had never heard of. The story and presentation is definitely very much a product of its time and had me ready and raring to go. Sadly, even though I found myself enjoying the gameplay initially, after a little bit of time with the game, my opinion is a bit more mixed. While there are some things to like here, there are also a lot of problems. Ultimately, I ended up rage quitting in frustration due to a twofold problem: poor level design and the lack of invincibility frames when hit. I kept running into areas where it was just pretty much impossible to not take damage, and many times I would get stuck in places where I would have to take several hits because there was no grace period after getting damaged. I wanted to like this game so much more than I did, but I don't think it's a complete bust. There are things to like about this game, and I'm happy to have learned about the X-Mutants comic series. Very cool to have it in the collection, but it might be a while before I try to fully tackle this one.
Go on, sucker.
Alright, and I think this is the last game. Yep, we got Treasure. Let me think how this, I think this goes like this. So I believe it's should be for the PlayStation. Last game we got. Looks like Extreme Sports Tomfoolery. Snowcross Championship Racing. Never heard of this in my life. Oh, Snowcross Championship Racing is trademarked apparently. I am unfamiliar with this. hopefully it's better than that motocross game we got last month, which I can't even think of the name off the top of my head. I don't remember where I put it. Yeah. I mean, I do like these kind of games. Oh, it features Yamaha snowmobiles. So, I mean, that's a good sign, right? I do like these kind of games. It's just some of them, you know, they just aren't all made equally. Let's say it that way. But obviously it is complete. The case is in pretty good shape. A little scuffed up here, but not like all cracked up or anything. So, cool. I'm excited to see what this is like. Crave Entertainment. That name rings a bell. I've played something recently from Crave Entertainment, and I can't... I guess I'll find out when I look it up. But let me know what you guys think of Snowcross Championship Racing. It's our last game. I'm excited to go check it out. Snowcross Championship Racing. Snowcross Championship Racing was published by Crave Entertainment in the year 2000. It is an extreme sports game where you race snowmobiles. And you know what? It's alright. The longer I played it, the better I got, and yeah, I did find some enjoyment here. Between races, you can use money you earn from doing tricks and your placement in the previous races to buy upgrades. There are a few modes here and even a track editor. This is no great hidden gem in the PlayStation library by any means, but I actually had a bit of fun with this one, and I will be playing this in the future. Happy to add this to my extremely tiny PlayStation library. And there we go. Another month, another box. Let's do a quick recap while we do the totals wherever. I always point like up here, but I know most of the time I do like the totals down here, so it's probably going to be like down here. We got miniature golf for the Atari 2600. We got Pac-Man for the NES. We got Snowcross Championship Wrestling for the PlayStation. And we got X Mutants complete box for the Sega Genesis. Pick of the box. I think it's pretty easy for me this month. I'm gonna go for X Mutants. Complete box on the Genesis. I always love getting complete in box Genesis games. And I mean, this game might be like super duper awful and horrible, but I'm intrigued. X Mutants, I assume that that's got to be trying to at least like get you to think about the X-Men, right? You and 5 other mutants or X Mutants reclaim humans brought back from genetic disaster. Now the Lord Mutant Sluggo wants to destroy you. Slash and bomb through 11 levels of wasteland. Yeah, I'm just super curious. I like that I'm not familiar with this game, and I like that it's complete in box. I like mutants. I like Genesis. Yeah, so my pick of the box will be X Mutants. Hopefully it's an actually good game. You guys will know what I think by this point. So make sure down below you let me know what you think of the box overall. Let me know what your pick of the box is. I'd say this probably wasn't the best box, but I don't think it was a bad box by any stretch of the imagination. I am really curious about that miniature golf game. It's just I'm more excited about that X Mutants game. And it's cool to finally have Pac-Man in the NES collection. If memory serves me right, there's 2 releases of that, right? There's a Namco one and a Tengen one. I could be wrong about that, but I believe so. So at least now I have one of them in my collection. And there we go. That's the video. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Bye. Yeah, I like speed ran this because I had to turn off my heat to do this, and it's super duper cold. And like I said in the beginning, my pipes are frozen, and I'm waiting on Taco Bell. I don't think they've picked it up yet. He's waiting on the order. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording. I'm going to upload this video. and hopefully get the values and all that stuff done and added to my inventory and stuff before my Taco Bell gets here. So I'll see you guys later. Welcome back, everybody. It's time for another episode of Too Many Boxes. We got this month's Retro Game Treasure box. I'm bloody chuffed. Let's do it. All right, I'm super duper excited. I don't really remember what we got in our last box, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty good. Regardless, super stoked. I have 98 Atari 2600 games. It'd be cool if I could get to 100. I haven't been getting as much Atari lately, because I keep adding more systems, but every once in a while I still get Atari, and I haven't gotten a GameCube from them yet. That would be cool, but it doesn't really matter what system I get for. As long as they give me a case for Genesis games and a case for GameCube games, should I ever get one, because that's what I've requested. So, now, I've watched a couple videos from people recently. Shadowstone, shout out to Shadowstone if he's watching. He did not get the Air Defender lights. And then I watched the Nerd Life, shout out Nerd Life. We didn't think he got Air Defender lights. But then, after I think it was some bubble wrap, there was a single Air Defender light in there. So I'm just saying, we know the hallmark of the beginning of a good box, and that's Air Defender light. So let's see. I think. Well, they didn't stiff us. They've learned their lesson from screwing us in the past. We got two kind of thin little boys, Air Defender lights from Discount Air Pillows, where pillows are inflated, not prices. All right, we have some kind of accessory, something that's not a game. We have two PlayStation games, I believe. They're in jewel cases. There's an NES game, and there is a Sega Genesis game that is not in the case. I'm very upset about that. They've given me a case, because I asked for it in my preferences. They've given me a case every other box, except for one other one in this one. Letting me down a little bit. Hope those better be good PlayStation games, because they've been a little hit or miss so far. So let's go ahead, let's start with the accessory, and let's see what that is. We got another extension cable. They keep sending me extension cables. This one I need, though. Is it GameCube? GameCube extension, that's awesome. Just because of like where I have my game, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, where I have my GameCube set up, I do need a little more room for the cable. So I'm gonna use this like immediately. I'm very excited about this, actually. Although I will say that they send a little bit too many, like, I don't know. I just wish they would give me more varied accessories, because mostly I've gotten this kind of thing for different consoles. But first thing up, we got the GameCube controller extension cable, which actually, like I said, I'm excited about. All right, so let's save PlayStation. Yeah, we'll save PlayStation for last. Let's see what this loose, let's rip the Band-Aid off. Let's see what this loose Sega Genesis game is. All right. First game, loose Sega Genesis, we got. Oh man, and it's one that's like cool to have too. Why? Why did you do this? Is this? Oh, and it's dirty. So this is the first Mortal Kombat. Oh my gosh, it's filthy. I'm very This is one of the most disappointed I've ever been in Retro Game Treasure. Usually they do pretty all right, but they gave me a loose Mortal Kombat. I mean, it's cool to have Mortal Kombat. I'm excited to play some Mortal Kombat. Used to rent this all the time when I was a kid, but man, they've always given me the case. What's going on? So, first game, we got Mortal Kombat. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at it. We got the first Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was published by Arena in 1993. Mortal Kombat was absolutely everywhere when I was a kid. I never owned the first one on the Genesis, but I used to rent it all the time. I got much of my enjoyment playing Mortal Kombat games against members of my family for the most part. but I did always enjoy the early games. It has been many years since I have played this first one on the Genesis, and man, it took me back. I wasn't doing very well, but I was having some fun, and the nostalgia wave was crazy. I'm gonna sit down and get into this sometime soon for sure. Cool to have, but now I need to get a box and a manual.
Fight.
We'll do a little bit different. I am kind of excited about 2 PlayStation games. It makes me hopeful that one might be cool. We'll do NES next. So, next game we got. Oh no. I'm almost positive I have Silent Service. I'm just gonna go look on my shelf to see. I'm almost positive. Let's close this because I don't want to see anything. I got this. So we have Silent Service. Not really a game. I don't know. I need to take some time and actually try to learn how to play it. It wasn't very appealing to me the last time I got it, and I haven't played it since I got it. I only did the little bit of gameplay. So let's go ahead and let's take another look at Silent Service for the NES. Silent Service was published by Ultra Games in 1990. Just like the last time I got this game, I have no frickin' idea what I'm doing. One day I will sit down and figure that out, but this is not that day. I guess this is based on a computer game that was designed by Sid Meier, and it is a submarine simulator. People seem to have liked this one at the time. Also, it was indeed my fault that I got a duplicate. Somehow I missed cataloging this on the website, and I will take this one on the chin. My bad. Oh well. Next up, let's do PlayStation. I think this is the right way up. I'm always wrong. We got Speedball 2100 or 2100 or whatever this is. Speedball? What is Speedball? Future of sports. So we got a future. What the heck? Game was in upside down for some reason. So we got Speedball 2100. Never heard of it. You guys let me know. What do you think of Speedball? The year 2100. Super corporations ruthlessly dominate the submissive masses. In a world where there are no wars and no crime, violence has become a sport. A sport with no rules, where only the strongest survive. Combining the fast, tactical nature of sports simulation and the satisfying limb cracking of a beat-em-up. I'm a little interested. It's rated E for everyone, but it's got animated violence. So, next up, we have Speedball 2100? Something like that. Speedball 2100 was published by Empire Interactive Entertainment. This is an updated version of Speedball 2 by the Bitmap Brothers. Speedball is a series of games that I am not very familiar with, but as far as sports ball games go, I can see me getting into this one actually. I only played one match, and I didn't really start to wrap my head around what was going on until the end, but I didn't have a bad time with it. I can't always say that when I play sports ball games. This is a pretty fast-moving game, and it definitely has a charm that makes me want to come back to it. Let me know what you think of Speedball 2100. Is this a series I should look at?
Get ready!
Let's hope this is a banger. All right, well, we got treasure. I think this is the right way. Last game, fingers crossed. We got NASCAR 2001. Now, I will say, the one I have on N64, I have a NASCAR game on N64, which what I was going to say is I wasn't too excited to get it, and I actually had some fun with it. This will probably be fun, I guess. We got our last game, NASCAR 2001. NASCAR 2001 was published by EA Sports in the year 2000. For some reason, I never expect to like these NASCAR games, but I think every single time I do end up liking them. I'm not going to say that this game is absolutely amazing or anything, but I had quite a bit of fun with this. I only did a quick race, and it was pretty enjoyable. I really like the soundtrack. It's loaded with cheesy butt rock of the era, and it is beautiful. Cool to have another reminder that I do, in fact, enjoy NASCAR games. All right, let's go ahead and we'll do a quick recap while we do the totals or whatever. So we got Loose Mortal Kombat for the Sega Genesis. We have Silent Service, which is a duplicate. We have NASCAR 2001 for the PlayStation. And we have Speedball 2100 for the PlayStation. Pick of the box, pick of the box, pick of the box. No, I can't pick this because it's got to be a game, right? But this, I'm stoked for. I'm going to use this almost immediately. I just don't know. Like, if this was in a case, if it would be my pick of the box. If this wasn't a duplicate, maybe it would be my pick of the box, because I wouldn't have just played it and really not understood it and would have been more excited about it. NASCAR might be awesome, might be freaking amazing. Don't know. It's not really my thing. So my pick of the box has to be Speedball 2100, which, I mean, it actually looks pretty sweet. I hope it's cool. Let me know what you guys think of Speedball. It's still a sports ball game. So let me know what your pick of the box is. Let me know what you think of the box overall. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you have a beautiful day. And I'll see you next time. Bye. I'd like to give a huge shout out and thank you to our channel members. A big thank you to CoolCat18, Ronan Sid 5088, and Lost in Thought 9780. I appreciate your support. I owe you guys a lot for my time gone, and I hope to make it up to you, but I really appreciate your support. If you would like to become a channel member, please check out the link below.